Well, in my mind, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas will forever be known as an American traitor. He broke his oath to the office. He needs to be impeached. His open border policies are wreaking havoc on American life. We see it every day. Here's Colorado Republican Congressman Ken Buck giving Mayorkas an old-fashioned Rocky Mountain beatdown.
My constituents want you impeached because they believe you've committed treason. They believe you're a traitor. They compare you to Benedict Arnold.
I have so much to say.
You got a minute and 17 seconds to say it.
In response to what you have just said, it is so profoundly offensive on so many different levels, in so many different regards. I won't ask you for an apology.
Don't.
I won't.
Do you know what's offensive? That man. That man is offensive with everything he has done to harm this country. And I agree, he is a Benedict Arnold. So, to get to the topic here, what is Secretary Mayorkas' body language signaling to everyone? I'm going to try to bring myself back into a good mood here now. So here to break it down is former U.S. Army interrogator and behavior expert. He is body language expert as well. Greg Hartley is with us. Greg, welcome. What do you see in that clip that got me so mad? I know what my body language is telling me, but what's his telling you?
Well, interesting. Well, let's start with Buck, because what Buck does effectively is read him the riot act. He starts off with a down-telling intonation. There's no question in his voice. His brow is down, his eyes are narrowed, his lower lid's down. That's anger. You can't miss it. When he calls him a traitor, his lower lip, Buck's lower lip draws in, which is an indicator he needs reassurance, meaning that's a heavy word, and he realizes how heavy the word is, he just said. And then his lips quickly move to disdain, that kind of compressed thing. But if you watch Mayorkas, what happens then is he doesn't use a single fact. It's all feelings. He's in fight or flight. He's back on his heels. His neck gets rigid because fight or flight causes us to be prepared for something. His blink rate goes through the roof, meaning he's feeling the fear or the anger. His hand starts to adapt, release nervous energy on that right side over there. And you see he's carefully picking each word, and he never adds any content because he's trying to contain anger. He's trying to contain how he will approach this. So he's got him. He's got him back on his heels.
Yeah, he sure does. Let me play another clip for you. This is cut 3. This is Chip Roy, basically reading Mayorkas another riot act. Let's watch this.
Will you testify under oath right now? Do we have operational control, yes or no?
Yes, we do.
How can you be saying that you have operational control or that we're securing the United States when they're not showing back up?
Congressman, are you actually interested in the facts and the law?
Yeah, I'm reading you the law.
All right, so the frown there, the shaking the head, what does it tell you?
Yeah, I think to start with, let's hit what Roy does. Roy goes after him, and if you notice, Roy has his thumb through his fingers. He's holding and containing that emotion that he's going after him with. But his jaw is set and his mouth is narrow. And you can see he's even not fluid. He's a little choppy as he approaches him and asks him this question. Now watch what Mayorkas does is he raises his elbows. We usually associate that with honesty or with feeling like what you're saying is true. But he also conditions the question or qualifies it by saying, do you want to hear the facts under the law? Which probably means he's going to take it down a different path than the simple question of, is the border under control or not? So that's the way he gets away from that. Then when you see his face, he starts with that movement to try to get him back on the path. Then when you see when he does this, he is releasing him, just saying, look, you don't want to hear it anyway. And he's showing anger with his lower teeth exposed. So yeah, you can see disdain in the whole thing in his face.
I could tell you, when it comes to Chip Roy and Congressman Buck, our viewers will know them. They come on this program all the time. That's no coincidence. They are sincere in their grilling of Mayorkas. Let me play a clip of Mayorkas here where he says he inherited this. Well, no, I'm not going to do that because I want to get to this. This is very important. I want to play you a clip of Kevin McCarthy responding to the allegations that I have raised that he's a rhino or Republican in name only and that he had turned his back on President Trump. Watch this.
That I asked President Trump to resign. No, I never did, and that's what I was answering. If you're asking now, did I tell my members that we're going to ask them if I told any of them that I said President Trump? The answer is no. Well, I'm glad you asked that question, but what's more important than something that happened 15 months ago on a private conversation with about 4 other people is what's happening here right now.
All right, if you can, in about 30 seconds, Greg. Sum
Oh, yeah,
that
this
up
is a
for me.
powerful one. Grant, this is a powerful one. So in my opinion, what we're seeing here is deception, because what he's doing in the very beginning is he repeats the question, which we usually associate with distancing. He's doing the chained elephant dancing on his feet because he's releasing nervous energy. When people are honest, they typically illustrate with their hands more. And you'll notice when he goes back to another topic, he does. And then the clincher is most people, when they're uncertain about their answer, will raise one shoulder. And when they turn their chin toward it, it's even more compounding. It doesn't look believable.
The chained elephant. He really acts more like a chained donkey most of the time. I said it, not you. Greg Hartley, as always, thank you for coming on. The website, readbodylanguage.com. Readbodylanguage.com. Great to see you, my friend.
Great to see you. Thanks.